the gods collectively decide to end humanity's existence in their 1,000-year meeting. But before Zeus can pass the judgment, Brunhilde, the leader of the Valkyries, appears and proposes a solution: to make humans fight the gods in a tournament for their survival. This angers the gods, but Zeus finds this solution amusing and agrees to her proposal. Thus, Ragnarok, the final battle between humans and gods, begins. In this final fight, humanity has to select their best combatants in their 7 million year of existence to fight against the gods. The rules are straightforward: they fight to the death. The first fight begins, and it's gonna be Lubu, the greatest general of the 3 kingdoms, versus Thor, the mighty god of thunder and the god of war of Norse mythology. As the fight begins, both Lubu and Thor lower their weapons and slowly close their distance from each other. Once Lubu's in range, he spins his halberd and strikes Thor with an overhead slash. Thor raises Mjolnir, blocking Lubu's attack. Lubu then increases the power of his attack, pushing Thor a few meters back. He follows up with a jumping overhead strike, but Thor blocks it once again, raising the hammer's head and posing to strike Lubu. Lubu dodges using his halberd to stop his movement. Thor then charges forward, which Lubu counters with his halberd, causing a massive shockwave. Thor distances himself away from Lubu, powering up with an electric discharge to flow all over Mjolnir's body. Thor, for the first time in history, uses his hammer against a human. His move is so powerful that it unleashes a shockwave that implodes, which explodes into a giant ray of lightning energy. However, Lubu, a mere human, manages to parry Thor's attack. He then counterattacks with his halberd, wounding Thor's torso. For the first time in human history, Lubu, a human, manages to make a god bleed. The gods are in disbelief, as it's the first time they see humans inflicting damage on a god. Realizing what Lubu had done, Thor smiles and tells him it's a waste, he's a human. Lubu brims with excitement as he finally fights someone worthy of all his strength and might. Although Lubu is strong, he's still a human. Thor being injured puzzles most of the gods. Humanity's greatest weapon, the Valkyries. Brunhilde, the leader of the 13 Valkyries, summoned her sisters to assist the humans and to become their weapon through a fusion of the Valkyries' soul and a human's. Through this process, a Valkyrie and a human representative will become, with the former transforming into a weapon. But if the human representative dies, so does the Valkyrie. As the 2 warriors clash weapons, Lubu's weapon glows brightly, transforming the Valkyrie Rangriz into the Sky Piercer. Lubu summons the weapon and grips the halberd while blocking Thor's hammer, pushing both their weapons' tips to the ground. Lubu follows with a charge upward slash, which Thor blocks with his Jarngraper. However, the Jarngraper shatters. The crowd is in uproar as something like this has never happened before. Lubu swings his halberd at Thor, but each attack misses as Thor dodges them with ease. Lubu finally charges forward with his halberd, thrusting his weapon, which damages Thor once again. Thor loses grip of his hammer and it fell to the ground, searing with heat, melting the ground and turning it into lava. Mjolnir finally wakes up, unleashing a flesh-like form that cracks the outer layer of its head. Thor then removes his Jarngraper, the gloves that were previously suppressing his power. He asks the general if his name is Lubu and asks him to not die. Thor charges his hammer for his final attack, releasing an ominous aura all over his body while surrounded by lightning discharge overflowing from his hammer. Once he's done charging, Thor immediately throws his hammer right at Lubu. His hammer increases its acceleration speed as it draws closer to Lubu. Right at the very last second, Lubu leans back, dodging the full force of the spinning hammer. Lubu adjusts himself and sprints towards the god. Lubu then leaps into the air and poses to attack Thor with his halberd. However, the hammer returns and his back is exposed to the attack. Lubu dodges this attack while trying to stop the spinning hammer, but the force of the hammer is something he can't control, pushing him back. Lubu charges forward once again to attack Thor. But as soon as the god catches the hilt of his hammer, he immediately uses the velocity and force during and after the launch to increase the power of his hammer, thus multiplying the force of the attack. The energy from the attack is so powerful that it creates a large explosion that stretches from the center to a third of the arena's lateral surface area. But Lubu successfully blocked Thor's attack with his halberd. However, his body isn't strong enough to withstand such force, causing his leg bones to break. Lubu kneels on the ground. Lubu defies the laws and stands up with all his might to face Thor once again after being encouraged by the people. Lubu then mounts his famous horse, Red Hair, and uses the animal to charge forward. Lubu moves in circles, gripping the very tip of his halberd before finally heading straight towards the god. Thor raises his hammer before finally throwing it around Lubu. As soon as the hammer arrives in Thor's hand, the god uses it to deliver the final blow. The resulting impact is so powerful that a bright ray of energy illuminates the entire arena in a blinding light. Lubu's weapon, the Sky Piercer, disintegrates during the attack. The attack dismembers his left arm, and seeing the state of his right arm, Lu Bu bites his right arm off. In a last-ditch effort, Lu Bu orders his horse to charge forward while Thor uses the same stance to take his head off. Lu Bu finally dies and his body falls to the ground, signaling the end with the gods as the victor. With the arena restored to its previous state, Heimdall announces the start of the second round and calls forth the man, the myth, the legend, Adam, the bearer of the original sin and the first guy who bit the apple logo, and his opponent, the god of all gods Zeus. Zeus turns on his buff mode as he faces the man who ate a single apple and got expelled from paradise. Zeus asks Adam where his Valkyries at. Adam points upwards and everyone sees the Valkyrie Ragnarok, the daughter of the gods. Ragnarok descends to help Adam and they sync their minds and hearts, completing the process of Volander, transforming her into a knuckleduster. Adam asks where his weapon is, but Zeus replies that it's his fist that will do the talking. And so the battle of the worst father and the best father begins. Zeus does some footwork before taking the initiative to attack Adam, but Adam casually dodges his attack. Seeing how Adam reacted to his attack, Zeus attacks Adam once more, increasing the speed and velocity of his punch, therefore increasing its attack power. However, Adam dodges all 14 of his attacks, so Zeus turns up the notch and goes sicko mode on Adam. But each of his attacks misses Adam. Zeus further intensifies the speed and power of his punches, but Adam is just striding through all of them since all of Zeus' attacks are misses. Zeus then fires up his meteor jab, sending Adam a flurry of jabs which fail to hit Adam. When Zeus releases his fastest punch yet, he follows it up with a powerful roundhouse kick divine axe. Adam leans forward and jumps over the attack. Adam then copies the Zeus footwork before delivering an up jab, injuring Zeus' face. Adam then follows up with a flurry of punches, dodge locking Zeus on the defensive. He then uses the same meteor jab that Zeus previously did, making Zeus face a divine punching bag. Adam then ends the combo with Zeus' divine axe, sending a powerful roundhouse kick that actually hits the mark, which Zeus surprisingly likes given how devastating the attack is. Adam's power, divine reflection, can copy any of the gods' power by observing it. Zeus unleashes his next trick. With a footstep combination, Zeus moves incredibly fast, before delivering a swift roundhouse kick, which unsurprisingly Adam dodges. Adam regains balance and starts tapping into the ground with his feet, copying Zeus' footwork earlier. He then jumps into the air, delivering the same roundhouse kick that Zeus couldn't deliver, sending the god rolling to the ground. Humanity's crowd explodes in awe as they see the god of the gods get sent to next week by Adam. Adam apologizes to Zeus and as the god stands up, he bursts into happiness, expanding his muscles in excitement. Zeus then blows a gentle stream of air on his right hand, powering up his fist to deliver his father's power move, Kronos Punch. But Zeus takes a massive right hook from Adam, causing the god's face to do a 180. The entire arena is in shock, they can't understand what actually happened. Even the gods, who are all-knowing and all-powerful, haven't got a single clue what happened and why Zeus is knocked down. Seeing that Zeus is down and Adam's still unscathed, Heimdall announces that humanity has finally won. Not yet, Zeus says as he adjusts his correctly before gasping for breath as Adam's counterattacks deal significant damage to him. Zeus then asks Adam the real reason why he's fighting the gods and Adam throws a question back at him, asking him if he needs a reason to protect his children, the humans. Adam's words cut deep, as the humans who heard him all shed tears hearing the words of their father trying his best to protect them. Seeing how powerful Adam is, Zeus resorts to a more drastic way just to defeat humanity's father. Zeus reforms his body, forming into a petite figure yet packed with raw and unbridled power, Adamas. For the first time since the fight has started, Adam raises both of his arms and readies himself for what's coming. Zeus' transformation sends every human into panic as they sense an immense danger, even though they're not the ones facing him. The transformed god quickly initiates a right hook. Adam copies the move, dodging it while delivering a counterattack. But Zeus follows up with a left hook, which Adam dodges, countering it with his own left hook. Zeus follows up lefts and rights while missing every single one of them. Adam delivers the same attacks the god misses back to his face. However, after copying every single one of Zeus' attacks so far, Adam's power starts to take a toll on him, showing signs of exhaustion from extended use. Adam's nose bleeds even though he hasn't taken a hit from Zeus' punches yet. Both Adam and Zeus are at their limits, it's only a matter of time before someone falls. However, Adam shows no signs of letting Zeus land a single hit, copying every single one of his attacks and shoving it up the god's divine face. Adam's right hook lands on Zeus' face, the god bleeds and a single drop from the god's blood lands on Adam's eye, causing it to break like glass. Adam's eyes and ears bleed profusely, which momentarily stops him from counterattacking. A time enough for Zeus to land his first hit against the man, pushing Adam back. Zeus follows up with another hook, then follows up with a flurry of punches, guard-locking Adam on the defensive. Adam is now completely blind and is just instinctively guarding while remembering a sound of a baby crying, his son. Zeus breaks his guard down with a right hook, but Adam grabs Zeus by the hair to pummel the god. The two fighters continually exchange blows, but as soon as they land their final jab, Zeus falls to his knees, while Adam is still stoutly standing up. Everyone thought Adam won, but Heimdall declares that Adam is already dead and Zeus tells him that Adam died before Zeus collapsed. Adam's sheer willpower caused him to attack Zeus relentlessly despite being already dead, earning the god's respect. The god's third pick is the fearsome Poseidon, who is known to be a brutal and formidable god of war. And the one who will face the ominous god is someone who's known to be history's greatest loser, Sasaki Kajiro. And so the third bout begins. Both Poseidon and Kajiro stand still, but in Kajiro's mind, he already died a couple of times. Kajiro sits down and states that he doesn't want to die, but he knows that surrendering isn't an option this time around. Kajiro finally stands up, grips his Nadachi with both hands, charging forward with a leaping overhead slash, which Poseidon dodges effortlessly. He's able to switch the direction of the first, with a follow-up of an upward slash, mimicking a swallow diving at the speed of 200 kilometers per hour. Poseidon almost didn't expect this attack but managed to dodge it. Kajiro missed, but his attack gave Poseidon an unexpected haircut, causing the god to finally look a human in the eye. With the power of the Valkyrie, H-wrist, Kajiro finally has a weapon that is on par with his skills. Poseidon walks toward Kajiro and thrusts his trident with incredible speed. Kajiro responds by closing the gap between them while dodging all of Poseidon's attacks. Kajiro memorized the god's attack patterns to the point that every single attack that Poseidon sent at him didn't make contact. The god then charges forward with his trident, which surprises Kajiro seeing how fast the god moves. Poseidon's thrust connects, injuring Kajiro's left abdomen, causing the samurai to fall to his knees. The gods cheer Poseidon, but Kajiro manages to stand up. Poseidon shuts them up. Kajiro asks him why he doesn't want to accept the cheers of his friends, but Poseidon coldly replies that gods are already perfect beings. They don't need friends at all but mundane human connections. Kajiro tells him that being a god is quite pathetic. The fight goes on. Poseidon moves incredibly fast to the point that his movement creates afterimages of himself. Though Kajiro can follow it, once his blade hits the god, Poseidon vanishes and appears behind him. Kajiro does an upward slice, but Poseidon vanishes and appears in the air, raining down another barrage of trident attacks to him. Kajiro perseveres and dodges all of the god's attacks, managing to catch Poseidon off guard, but not enough to cut his head as the god dodges his attack. So Kajiro reverses the way he holds his Nadachi, using his technique, Ganryu Hyu Torakiri. Poseidon appears behind Kajiro to deliver an overhead attack that cuts the samurai's Nadachi in half. Kajiro stops briefly before taking half of his Nadachi's blades with his hands. Kajiro's perseverance and dedication to perfecting his skill inspire him to not give up for the first time in his life against the ferocious god. His broken blade glows bright green before sending 2 rays of green light, piercing the clouds above. His broken Nadachi transforms into a standard samurai 2-weapon set. The two breathe at the same time before exchanging streams of attacks. Using the techniques that he learned in his past life, Kajiro unleashes his full potential as a swordsman and attacks Poseidon with several different attacks. Kajiro lands a hit on Poseidon's face. He then follows up with repeated slashes on the god's chest, hands, abdomen, and other parts of the god's body. Humanities explodes in excitement and happiness as finally they have a chance to actually win. Poseidon whistles once again before charging forward, wounding Kajiro's left shoulder. Poseidon then uses his Medusa elope Demeter, causing hundreds of afterimages of himself to appear, before unleashing a storm of strikes at Kajiro, causing a dome to form at the center of the arena. Just as Kajiro's about to give up, his masters and friends chant his name simultaneously, giving him hope to try one more time. Poseidon's trident's about to land another hit. Kajiro's blade deflects it as if it's humanity's act of defiance against the wrath of the gods. Kajiro changes his stance, and as Poseidon unleashes a barrage of strikes, he casually strides through the storm of attacks, closing the distance between him and Poseidon. At this very moment, Sasaki Kajiro, history's greatest loser, becomes humanity's strongest swordsman. He finally reaches the godhood of swordsmanship, and as he leaps into the air and fearlessly attacks the ruthless god of the seas, Kajiro cuts Poseidon's right arm and follows up with another attack, taking the god's left arm. Poseidon uses his teeth to deliver his final blow, but at last, Kajiro's cross slash kills Poseidon, his body cut into pieces. The once powerful and daunting god of the seas is no more. The crowd erupts in a wild fashion, causing every human to cheer Kajiro's, as he becomes the first human to kill a god. Watch this next video. See you on the next one.